Is this mic on? Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is a sound check. Brace yourself, cause we're coming with another one. Metal moves, singing speakers hotter than the sun. Dropping new bands that you never heard before. Seeing music in and we'll play it all around the world. Lots of haters talking trash, they don't like your shout. Grab a talker, join the party, and we'll shut them down. Independent radio is the future now. Turn it up, tell a friend. It's showtime.
And welcome to the Moose Pit. It's Moose. So listen, normally what happens is on Tuesday, I crawl into the studio, I make the show. But every night of my entire life, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. And I thought last night, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to bed. I'll get up about, 4:30. I'll whip out the show. And you guessed it, I slept right the hell through it. So it is now 6:45 in the morning, Wednesday. So I'm a little bit late, but nobody's banging down any doors, so I think we'll be okay. Breaking news real quick. I want to announce that I have fired myself for sexual misconduct on myself. 30 years ago, I sexually harassed myself, and I'm going to have to go ahead and fire myself from Soundchech. All kidding aside, I'm not making light of the sexual harassment issue. But it's really, man, come on, Matt Lauer just got fired. And listen, here's the deal. Every man and woman on the planet is guilty. Are there some more guilty than others? Yes, but I mean, come on, everybody. Can we just listen to metal and have fun? That's what this show is about, Soundcheck. We listen to indie and unsigned metal bands, and I give my opinion. You're allowed to give your opinion, too. Text in at 424-666-7356, or email moose@themetalmoose.com. We've got a bunch of music lined up today. We'll tell you this, at somewhere in this show is one of my best of 2017 bands. I'm not going to tell you who. We'll release the best of 2017 on the last day of the year. So, yeah, you're going to have to wait a little while. But there's some good stuff in it, I can tell you that. Glad you're here. I wanted to say real quick before we got started, number one, I've got a cool release announcement from my friends in RETCHED. And then also, I want to let you guys know that we have had a 500% increase in listeners in the last month. Incredible. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for listening. Tell everybody you know about the show. Have a good time with it. And stick around, of course, for the answer to the Facebook Twitter poll, which was an often asked question, who's your favorite Aussie guitarist? But I'm going to continue asking it until the result comes out my way eventually, one of these days. But it didn't happen this time. Again, we're going to kick things off with a band called War Call, with a tune called Mission Commando, I think. Either that or it's the name of the album. Either way, it's got to do with war. I'm usually into listening to war stuff. So we're going to get into it with War Call. This is Soundcheck from OKC. I'm the Moose in the Moose Pit. Let's do this.
Is this mic on? Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is a sound check.
listening to Soundcheck with the Moose.
Hell yeah, if that doesn't make you want to strap on a bullet belt and just go all off the reservation heavy metal, I don't know what will. So what I liked the most about that, it's like somebody said, let's make a band that sounds like Motorhead and At the Gates. Just like, can you get more perfect than that? Amazing, good, straight. My favorite thing of all about the song is there's nothing like super flashy about it. It's just like basic bacon in a frying pan. You know what I mean? It crackles. It smells good. It is dangerous. You're saying to yourself, how can bacon be dangerous? I'll tell you what, go ahead and cook up a piece of bacon and slap it across your face and see if it doesn't hurt. Anyway, yeah, man, really good. It's just metal. You know what I mean? That was just the epitome of metal. So I love that work. Really, really good stuff right there. Like I said, it's just got that Motorhead kind of groove to it. Listen to the bass line, the bass tone, very similar as well. Vocal, very at the gate-ish. Whatever you want to call that old Swedish core or whatever the hell you want to call it. But, yeah, that to me, if I'm wearing the War Call shirt, which please send me one, and somebody's like, tell me about that band, I'm going to be like, do you like At the Gates? Do you like Motorhead? And if they answer no to either one, I just have to, we can't be friends. But anyway, yeah, awesome. I would give that 4.5 tacos right off the bat. Really damn good. I can't give it 5 because sometimes you just don't want bacon. So anyway, War Call, badass. This is Soundcheck coming to you on YouTube and iTunes and TuneIn. And I was looking through the demographics yesterday, coming to you on an Alexa. People do listen to the show on their Alexa at home. Pretty cool. Like I said, make sure and stick around for the answer to the Twitter question, Facebook question, whatever the hell you want to call it. And I'll also give out my new question of the week sometime on the show or on social media. Sound like I'm losing my voice. I've been up for like 2 minutes. So, yeah, I'm just a bundle of messed up hair and, yeah, man. Sleepy. Okay, Hell Ripper is the next band. We started off with War Call and Hell Ripper, so this show obviously not for the faint of heart. Just to start things off, it's pretty damn ugly and metal, but we like that at 7 a.m. on Wednesday mornings, right? Who's with me? Give me a hell yeah. Hell Ripper coming to you from the Moose Pit in OKC. Get it on.
Where you get rated in tacos, only on Soundcheck.
I mean, really, it's kind of what I expected. It's like going back in time, and God, it was awesome. Hellripper, very Venom, Celtic Frost, old school. And I totally give that a 5. You know why? Because they nailed it. And they didn't completely copy. They mixed some old school bands together. And that's, you want to play that to any kid who's like, yeah, man, I dig metal. Oh, yeah, well, you need to hear this. Dude, that was killer. 5 damn tacos. First 2 songs out of the bat, pretty incredible. Amazing. Okay, real quick, the guys in Wretched wrote me and needed me to announce this. If you guys have an announcement you need me to make, let me know. They got CDs and vinyl available at www.alone.gr. Digital downloads at wretched1.bandcamp.com. Just go to Facebook / The Overlord Messiah, and you're going to get stuff from them. Am I saying it right? I hope I'm saying it right. It's from David Demarchina, and I can't say that either. So, anyway, make sure to go check out Wretched. Great band. And listen, don't take the fact that I couldn't remember the names or anything. I just woke up, so don't take account that I'm, having to move my mic. Everything's just all the hell out of place. We're moving the studio, so things are messed up. We don't even have this soundproofing up right now, so I hope everything sounds okay. I've been listening back; it sounds all right. But anyway, make sure to check out Wretched on Facebook. And man, So yeah, Hell Ripper, that was great. Hell Ripper and War Call. I want t-shirts, stat, please. I need 3X because I'm a big guy. So, but I will wear them, and when I do wear them, people are going to ask me, "Who the hell is that?" And I'm going to say, "Hell Ripper is going to take you back to school, man," because that's what that was. That was like a history lesson, and that is one of those that goes back to the like very beginnings of what we now know. I mean, I know Black Sabbath, I know Blue Cheer, I know yada. I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, so I loved it. Very, very cool. This next one is one that I just don't have any idea what to think of because, right off the bat, I base bands on their names. So I'm thinking this is going to sound like Kansas, but I have a feeling it's not. This is a band called Wayward Sons coming up next, and we'll find out if it's, got some taco-isms. Taco-isms. That's pretty unique. That's kind of fun. Here we go.
Want to know if you suck?
Hey, you suck.
Send your music to Soundcheck.
What if I said that you can't have it all?
in Moose Rocks, Colorado.
Well, what do you know? It did actually sound a little bit like Kansas. If you want to, update Kansas a little bit, got that guitar groove. That's a Jeannie Jenkins alert. Jeannie Jenkins. Nah, 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 nah. I found another butt rock band for you. But listen, I like that too. Anybody that knows me knows that the way I feel about music now has been for a long time, and I was all about some of the butt rock and Dokken and Motley and even like Britney Fox and Cinderella, all that. Enough's enough. All that stuff, man. I still listen to it. Love it. It was really cool too, and I think it's way, way, way out of date. But there's a resurgence going on in that whole kind of butt rock scene. You know what I mean? So I think that those guys will have good. It sounds like a good party band. You know what I mean? Just a good. If you don't imagine like a room full of smoke and people pass out on the floor and, another couple over in the corner covered in duct tape and orange juice. Sorry, I just had a throwback. Anyway, you know what I mean? Good too. So I'm going to give that a 4.25. It's good party rock, good time. Like I said, it's about 30 years too late, but it's good. So, right on. I can deal with that. By the way, if you guys pay attention to the Facebook or the Twitter or the Instagram, which I hope that you do, I introduced you guys to the staff, which is primarily myself, but also Valerie and Becca and Lisa and Deanne. Also, Jeannie Jenkins helps out a lot. So we're looking at putting her on the page as well. So there's a lot of people out there that really help, but the main core of people who keep Soundcheck going, right there. Make sure and show them some love. Go to the page. Lisa's been getting a lot of attention. Jesus, my phone goes off every 3 minutes to somebody else who's like, yeah, this chick's hot. She's awesome, dude. This next band, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump away. Show the staff some love. I love the hell out of them. They're great. Yeah. Awesome people that do it for nothing. And just because they want to help and they're awesome and they dig metal. So this next band, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is the paramount of why you guys are pissing me off with your band names. Xanthropacroid? I don't, what the hell? Come on. Really? Can it just be, Timmy and the Tube Snakes? This whatever. Here we go. We're going to check it out. I don't know what the hell this name is.
Text in your request to the Soundcheck Taco Line 424-666-7356.
guys happen to see the review. I asked for people to write reviews on the show and myself and how yada yada yada. So John Kelly, the bassist extraordinaire out there, coolest dude ever. Everybody pray for John. He's going through some hell stuff. His lungs are trying to blow up on him. So John's a great dude. We need him in the world. So pray for John. We love you. But his review that he wrote talked about how I review things with knowledge. You know what I mean? I'm not just somebody listening to something going, oh, I like that, I didn't like that. And I was done with that song in the first minute. I mean, it's just, there's enough of it in the world. We don't need more. I've heard that 700. Now listen, as a band, it was really well done. I mean, it fits right in. If you played that along with Cradle of Filth and Borknagar, I guess the average ear or whatever wouldn't have no difference. They wouldn't know whether you were huge or not. I guess that may be a good sign for that. The production's good. It sounds like you're big time, but it just in order to do something like that, and that's one of the good things about Cradle of Filth and Dimmu Borgir, or even Borknagar, but Dimmu and Cradle especially, are really good about recreating themselves with their own signature. And that is just, to me, that Zenith, whatever the hell that was called. It's not a recreation. It's something that it is a recreation of something that's been done already. I know somebody out there, somebody writes me all the time and says, stop saying that. Dude, you've heard it before. Everything's been done before. You're right, it has. But some people can take what's been done before and totally revamp it and make it amazing. So it was okay. It's a total B stack of CDs. Here's my great CDs over there. Those are my B stack, and I'll get to those whenever I'm looking for something, that I didn't hear the first time. But for me, that just wasn't, I'd give that a, 3.2 taco. It just, not for me. Coming up next is a band called Weeping Wound. If you know me, I love me some Doom. And this sounds like a doomy kind of a deal, and that makes me happy. It's kind of a gross name, Weeping Wound. Ugh. But I feel like I need to be disinfected right now. The song is called Hammered, and I could be wrong. I'm guessing that it's Doom. It could be total grindcore, but we're going to find out. It's the Soundcheck. I'm the Moose. Make sure and email moose@themetalmoose.com. You can say whatever you want. I'll answer. I will.
Find Soundcheck on iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and in your local taco truck. I sat there and took it. Foaming out the mouth, bleeding from my thighs, just to the bottom line. I found myself way behind. Now I'm just shakes and I drive home. Where the fuck is my home? Pushing into my skin, watch my body reaching the ground. Be my father's son, but I'm red on my blood. I don't want to die from a jump as my feet tangle over a broken bottle. Listening to the Metal Moose.
I am in love with moments in my musical life when I just sit back and go, what in the hell was that? And that to me is not a bad thing. That to me is a good thing because I've never heard anything like that. I mean, I guess you could... That bass tone, first of all, is just on point. Wow. I guess you could sit back and say, there's some Neurosis and maybe even some Tool or even some, if you want to get down to it, some Strife or, but it's such a weird mixture. It reminds me of the first time I heard early Mastodon. I was like, whoa, what just happened to my ears? I don't even know. Incredible. Weeping Wound. Wow. I can't say that's not one of the bands that I picked in my best of 2017, but man, I would consider it because that is damn good. It made me think. It made me ponder what is happening. The soundscapes are incredible. The emotion was awesome. Wow, 5 damn tacos. 5 Taco's Weeping Wound. I'm stunned right now, and I love that because I'm going to go find that on the Megalodon. The Megalodon is the hard drive that I store all the music on. I'm going to pull that off, or I'm going to go see if they're on Spotify, one of the two, because I need to hear more of that band. Incredible. Would love a shirt or a signed CD from you guys, because I collect them, and I like to wear the shirts, and I like to have the CDs for my own personal collection. And by the way, real quick, for somebody who I buy tons and tons and tons of CDs. As a matter of fact, it's like a point of contention with my wife. She's like, stop buying damn CDs. Anyway, so when I ask for a CD from a band, not trying to jip anybody, because I just played them to like 1 million people. So anyway, yeah, so really good. I'm super, super impressed with that. Make sure and stick around later for the answer for the Twitter, Facebook question of the week, which was, who was your favorite Aussie guitarist? Which it always goes against my own personal opinion. I can tell you it did that again. Which we'll talk about that more later. But, coming up next is a band called Zarza. Lots of Z bands this show. So, Zarza. I'm not sure why you name your band Zarza, but hopefully your music can back it up. Weeping Wound's music backed it up, even though it's still kind of gross.
Hey, this is Freddy. I'm the singer-songwriter from Tola, a brand new thrash and power metal band from Switzerland. And you are listening to The Moose.
In the heart of a star, you were born. In the heart of a star, you were born. But the emptiness that you feel in your soul is because your bias points fake you in lies. Since the day you were born, since the day you were born. Since the day you were born, 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 since the day you were born. This is where Sunday morning hoax. Your church is but a pedophile there. Your church is just a really bad fairy tale.
Listening to Soundcheck with the Moose.
A little bit of Zarza there for you. Would you like some chips and Zarza? So with me, that's one of those kind of tunes I struggle with because I love the dungeony. You just feel like that band played in the basement of Helvete in Norway, the record shop. Euronymous. Look, you kiddies, if you're listening to the show and you don't know who Euronymous is, look him up on Google. Anyway, so yeah, I like that, it was real gloomy and kind of a very cult with a K and a V, cult. So it was cool. I'll give it like a 3.75. For what it was, initially I was like, okay, pick which direction you're going to go. And then it all leveled out really well. It stayed in that same direction, had that real, like I said, dank, kind of scary. That's one of those bands that you walk into your kid listening to that and you're like, oh my God, they're worshiping the devil. So that's a fun, and when I say that, they achieved that scariness of what, underground metal, can be. It's just like the first time you listen to Hellhammer and you were like, whoa, I'm going straight to hell, kind of a deal. So yeah, man, it was cool. I liked it. Not my, most favorite thing in the world, but I like where they're going with that. That's something that I could put in my playlist and listen to. Yeah, man, totally. This next band I'm totally interested in. If you don't know, and I guess I should have explained this earlier, all of these songs that you're hearing right now, probably for the first time, because this is some underground stuff, I've never heard them either, so I'm listening to them for the first time, and on each show, we play different bands. So every time you listen to the show, the entire set list of music is completely different from the show before, so we don't replay bands. On occasion, we will if they send us new material, or if somebody actually picks up a phone and text a request in, which God forbid anybody do that. So you're getting brand new musical content every show. So all that I know about these bands is I see the cover of the record sometimes. Then I see the song titles. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. This next band, Vice, it looks like they did maybe a concept record on the 7 Deadly Sins. But I wanted to pick the song that wasn't one of the 7 Deadly Sins to save that story for later. The song is called Web of Iniquity. It looks interesting. I don't know what kind of music it is, but it looks concept-ish, and I'm a fan of that. So concept, it's crazy. Literally crazy concept, right?
where you get rated in tacos, only on Soundcheck. suck?
Hey, you suck.
Send your music to Soundcheck.
Vice is super, super good. First thing right at the bat, and I love that production. It's got that damper on top of it where it's not too bright, not too Velveeta. I like that. Really well produced without that massive slickness to it. Love the guitar tone. The guitar tone was great. The guitar playing was great. It's a weird off reference that nobody will probably get but me, but it reminded me of how Dangerous Toys use their guitars. Lots of open string chording. Love the riff. Nice driving rock riff. The singer didn't ruin it, man. He came in and just killed it with the semi clean and the harsh growl. Nice. It was a song. It was a verse and chorus and a guitar solo and back to the riff and a basic structure that people try too hard not to do anymore, but I loved it. I thought it was really good. I would give that a 4.5. It makes me want to go back, and like I said, it looks to me as if it's a concept record. I could be wrong, but I know the first 7 songs are all the Deadly Sins. I like that. I love concept records. I like people who use their instruments. Well, that drummer was sick. Go back and listen to that tune again. Really, really, really good tune. So yeah, I'd wear that shirt too. I'd love a signed CD. If you guys have one, shoot one over to me. And if you need to know how to do that, just email moose@themetalmoose.com or find me on Facebook. You know, that's a good way. I do a lot of communications through there. The Facebook. Excuse me. I did want to say that we got some information this week that we may get an interview with Morbid Angel, which is pretty cool. Their new record just came out. I've only listened to one cut so far. I am one of those people that holds a little bit of a disdain for records without David Vincent. But Steve Tucker, he's pretty damn metal. So we'll get into that and let you know how it is. And like I said, I think Lisa is trying to set up an interview with them. So that'll be cool. That'll be fun. This next band is one of those, there's this label, and I can't tell you off the top of my head. I'd have to go look, that loves to send me these releases. They release cassettes. I mean, so it's one of those true underground kind of a deal. And sometimes that's a lot of fun. Sometimes it's really bad. So I don't know which one you're getting today, but the band is called Witchcrier. And it says that it's a demo, so I hope the sound doesn't just suck. And if it does, I'm sorry, just fast forward. Anyway, I like it when I see these super duper underground kind of things. They're interesting to me. So, a Witchcrier with a tune called The Praying Kind from the Moose Pit here in OKC. It's me, the Moose Man. It's true.
With the latest in high-octane metal, Metal Moose. You've been weighed, you've been measured, you've been found wanting. Metal Moose. For the latest in high-octane metal, Metal Moose. Visit them on Facebook at Metal Moose Radio for weekly podcasts and more up-to-date information and events. Metal Up. Metal Moose.
It does sound like a demo. You know, it does have some pretty low production qualities, but then at the same time, if I were to take them into a studio, I would try to kind of give them that lo-fi sound. That's a Doom staple. You know what I mean? You don't hear a lot of super slick produced Doom records. You know, they're supposed to be noisy and fuzzy. I liked it. Of course, I'm one of those guys who really likes that culty sounding kind of stuff. You know, that sounded very cult-esque. I liked it. Is it like in the ballpark of really good bands of that same genre? No, not yet. You know, may never be, could be. But it was okay. It was pretty good. I'd give it a 3.5. Shoot, send me a signed cassette. Now that's something I've never had happen, as a band send me a cassette. So if you guys want to shoot over a signed cassette, you know, with a t-shirt, I'd love that too. That'd be cool to start a cassette collection of the bands, because I don't know how many bands put their stuff out on cassette anymore. It's pretty cheap. It's harder to find a cassette player now than it is. Get them sounding old, right? Somebody was saying to me, matter of fact, Halsey was telling me, he said, man, kids these days don't have the fortitude to listen to Soundcheck. It's too long. It's too much for them to take in, because they're always flipping around their apps on their phone. They're just ADD, and that's true. But I at one point in time, I wanted to be cool with the kids. You know, I was like, yeah, I want kids to listen to Soundcheck. But now I've grown into this. I hope parents kind of pass this on to their kids. You know, you want to learn about some cool music, you need to listen to this show that I listened to when I wanted to find new music. So I'm kind of, in my brain, I hope that Soundcheck is something that's being listened to a lot in 20 years by, you know, kids. And they're like, man, this guy's metal. Don't have to tell you the story about my friend Ryan Hard, who he said he remembered he used to work for me like 20 years ago. And he was like, I remember that guy was the most metal guy ever. And he said he Googled my name, and it was like, bloop, there it is. Most metal guy ever. Me. Very cool. I get to talk to him. Lives out in KC now, doing some work at a college. A very cool dude. So yeah, that's really my deal. I hope that Soundcheck is an archive for not just kids, but even for you to go back and listen to, you know, 5 years down the road and go, oh yeah, I remember that band. Right on. Next band is called Zephyra, another Z band. Don't call your name with a Z.
Want to know if you suck?
Hey, you suck!
Send your music to Soundcheck.
You're listening to the Metal Moose.
I think we played some Zephyra on a Chicks That Rock show. I don't know if it was this year. We've been doing Chicks That Rock since 2014, so almost 4 years of that. So we played a bunch of bands. Chicks That Rock show, by the way, are specials that we do that plays bands that has at least one female member. So that was Anna, I believe is how you say her name. I can't pronounce her last name, but for Zephyr, I've heard them before, but this is like newer, I think, much newer probably. I liked a little bit of the electronic element in there. I also thought that the clean vocals were pretty cool. Just get a great voice, man. So very cool. I would give that a 4-star, 4 taco, 4 skull, 4 chainsaw, whatever you want to use for your unit of measurement. I prefer tacos because they're good and they're yummy and they make my tummy happy. So yeah. Anyway, pretty good. And that's a band that's been going for a while now. So it's pretty cool when I can say, I played them possibly 4 years ago. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of the bands that they don't make it. Even if they're really good, they just don't make it. So when you're going in the 4-year, 5-year range and you're still out there pushing, it's a good sign that you get some good chemistry in the band and a nice support system. So awesome. This next one's going to be black metal. I'm just telling you because of the name. I can just right now, they're called Vinland. And I got this. This came to me from Black Lion Records, which is a cool label. If you've never checked out Black Lion before, make sure go on to Bandcamp and look up Black Lion Records. I think most of their releases are free downloads too, so that's a pretty cool deal when you can jump on a site and just start picking off records for nothing. But I'm pretty sure they sent this to me, and I think it's called Haunter Savet is the name of the record, and I can't pronounce the name of the song. Ulrin Koj, it's Norwegian. It has to be. So anyway, so once again, that's another good sign that you're black metal if you're from Norway. But then don't forget the band Aha with Take On Me, Norwegian. So I think that's the reason the people in Norway got pissed, because that song got so popular. And then we got black metal in return. So it's okay.
You are listening to the Metal Moose. request to the Soundcheck Taco Line, 424-666-7356.
I have absolutely nothing bad to say about that. That was a good, solid chunk of nicely produced. And listen, here's the deal. In most cases, when it's black metal and it's well produced, I'm almost jumping off the ship immediately because it's so anti-black metal. But that was really well produced in a nice way. The riffing was just spectacular. Cool vocals, nice, airy, not eerie, but airy. Lots of air, black metal tones. Really good. It's one of those things that I don't know. I was probably 30 seconds into the song and I was like, yeah, this is serious. And you could just feel that these guys, it's just so good. You question to yourself, why are these guys not bigger than they are? And that's maybe because people haven't heard them enough. And that's where I come in and we play them for you. But man, that was good. That's another, I'll put them on my playlist for sure. I spend a lot of time in the studio when I'm doing the show, going on Spotify to see if I can find their music. And then what I'll do is I'll go try to hunt them down on Facebook or whatever and try to pick up their CD if it's something I really would go back and listen to. And that's something I would go back and listen to. Very cool. Did I give it a taco rating? That's easily a 4.5, maybe 4.75. Really good. Just good, standard black metal, nice production, good and grim. So, yeah. This next band, I've heard so many great things about. And they're obviously French because I cannot even get close to it. Let's see. Le Freud Enfants is the name of the song. The band is called Woest. And the people are raving about this band. And they're saying that it is reminiscent of early Catatonia. Well, I'm a fan. That's all you got to say. Early Catatonia. I mean, you could just say Catatonia. Their whole catalog is brilliant. So, yeah, man, Woest is one that I've been waiting to hear because of all of the rave reviews and people talking about it out there. Hey, guys, make sure and check out the Metalhead box. I love Melissa and the people over there doing the coolest subscription box on the planet, which you get CDs and pictures and coffee mugs and guitar picks and all kinds of cool stuff. I love them. It's an amazing service. Just look them up on Facebook, the Metalhead box. Super, super cool. I guess at some point in time I got to get to the answer of the poll question because we're an hour and a half in. I've only got 30 minutes left. So, yeah, we'll do that coming up after Woest right here on the Soundcheck. See you in a few.
You're listening to Soundcheck with the Moose. Want to know if you suck?
Hey, you suck.
Send your music to Soundcheck.
I think when you're dealing with a guy like me, and of course everybody reviews things different, but when you're dealing with someone like me, when you have an avant-garde product, something that's completely gone out of the confines of normal thought and music, it's really easy to get lost in that, to where it's art gone bad. And I can't think of too many examples, because there's been so many times where bands will go that extra mile to be bizarre or whatever, and I just push it aside because I don't have time. But that was one of those songs that I really sat back and listened to with a hard ear. A lot of stuff going on there. Really deep, strange production, strange formation of the song. And not too avant-garde at the same time. I really liked it. That it's got a real lasting quality to it. I think that in 15 or 20 years, that's still going to be considered one of those strange pieces in the museum. You know what I mean? But whoa, it's really I understand the Catatonia reference a little bit, because they have that kind of. At parts, they have that Cure, esque Depeche Mode, even kind of family tree branch out there. But it was just wickedly strange, and that's cool to me. That's like, I need to listen to that whole album as a group to see what exactly they're trying to get across, because they made the point, we're going to do things our own way, and it's going to be really different, and you can like it or not. But I like it, and I'm intrigued, which is the perfect combination. So yeah, Woeist, man, pretty good stuff there. I would give that a 4.5, because it is. I understand why people are talking about it, because it's not of the norm at all. It is it's a little bit scary, actually, is what it is, which is, I felt like I was just being rolled around in a pit of hot tar the whole time. Very interesting stuff, man. So make sure and check them out. Woeist. Like I said, either they're from France or they just decided to use a French title. But yeah, pretty cool. Another Z band, Z-Guard, which sounds like a deodorant to me. Z-Guard, everlasting wetness protection for 24 hours. Just me.
The Moose Rocks Canada. You're listening to the Metal News.
You know, I genuinely feel like they carved that loot out of, the woods near their home while they were, sacrificing things to Satan. It was not bad, but the little loot thing just drove me bananas, or whatever the hell that was. It just, don't do that to me, Jethro Tull. I can't. So for me, it was okay. It's probably a 3.5. It just was just okay. And the loot, or whatever air instrument that was, it dropped the quality for me quite a bit. I guess I can't connect with my troll roots enough to, accept that in my my music. It's not Fintroll, you know what I mean? So Fintroll, you're kind of expecting that with the 800 different kinds of, they play a moog and a washboard and then they do spoons and all that stuff. But it just it's not what I was expecting, and it just kind of killed it for me. I don't know, maybe it's just the mood I'm in, but that loot kind of killed me. On the 29th of November 2017, no loots allowed. I just can't deal with it. Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to talk about the Twitter poll question. So it's been asked a million times. I know it has, but who's your favorite Aussie guitarist? And Zach really came out the gate really strong. But in the end, it ended up being Randy Rhoads, which is totally noteworthy because Randy Rhoads is an incredible guitarist and changed metal guitar playing forever. And Zach has gained himself, a cult, a big cult of followers like no other ex-Aussie guitarist. I mean, he started his own deal with Black Label and Pride and Glory and all that stuff, and has really maintained a good star status. Like when you come back to play with Ozzy and the flyer says Ozzy Osbourne with Zach Wilde, Ozzy doesn't share names like that. You know what I mean? So it's pretty big. But my favorite is and always will be Jakey Lee. I think he's I think The Ultimate Sin is the best Ozzy album of all time. I don't think it's not beatable. So yeah, man, I like Jakey Lee, but congratulations to Randy Rhoads and Zach Wilde. Wormwood.
This is Izzy Devious and Lieutenant Colonel Lee from Accidental President in Sydney, Australia.
G'day to all you listeners at Metal Moose Radio.
Agitators and flag bearers.
Stay brutal.
Find Soundcheck on iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and in your local taco truck.
Okay, listen, I'm not a Viking. I've never been a Viking. I don't think I could survive the Viking winters or the Viking attitude. There's lots of killing and pillaging and setting things on fire. But I love that. I've always been a fan of that kind of genre, whatever you want to call it, with Kari Russulaten and Hageland's Rune Dance and with Storm, as we from Kari with Storm. And also early Ulver on the Kveldsfunger record, and the earliest October Falls with Tuoni, and stuff like that. I really dig that kind of stuff. I can't relate to it. It's kind of like rap. I've never lived in the ghetto, and I don't know what it's like to have to sell drugs to live. And the point is, I can't relate to it, but it's beautiful, and it really hits home on that emotion, on an emotional. I give that a 5-star. It was very simple, but it literally made me feel like I was being told stories about, early Norway by, some fishermen or something. It's just amazing. Really good stuff. I think most people listening to this program are like, that sucked and it was boring and blah, blah, blah. But I love it. You're not going to get that to change. So we got one more song, and then I won't have much time to talk at the end. So I want to thank you guys for listening, wherever you're listening from: iTunes, Spreaker, YouTube, iHeartRadio, all you guys out there, all the radio stations playing the show. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Make sure and find the show. Like I said, YouTube, iTunes, Spreaker. It's all over the place. Facebook is a pretty big hub of activity for us. We have multiple pages. And thousands and thousands and thousands of friends. If you want to meet some metalheads, man, you can find them. Just, search Soundcheck on Facebook. Lots and lots of metalheads there from all over the world. And lots of people that work for labels and zines and concert promoters and all that stuff. It's really, in the very beginning of this, I said I want this to be a network of like-minded individuals, and we've got a bunch of them just waiting. You should start the Soundcheck dating site. That'd be fun. We'd have to charge for that one, though. I'm going to make some money somehow off of this, right? It ain't happening. The last song is another Z band, a band called Zud, with Chasing the Dragon's Tail. So, well, that's stupid. How about Run Away from the Dragon? Just my advice there. Soundcheck with Zud.
You're listening to Soundcheck with the Moose.
Shut up. Hey. Not a bad tune. I'm going to move on and say my thanks real quick. Thanks to everybody over at Metal on Loud. Thanks to Riff Relevant. Also the people at No Slip Records, Robert Pilson. And just so many people out there that are cool to us and nice. Brandy Wagner, thank you. Yeah, man, just I say it at the end of every show. I'm going to say it again. You wake up, you kick ass, you be kind, you repeat. That's how we do things. If you like the show, man, share it with your friends. That's what we want. We want to spread this music as far as we can. And I would love to hear from you. Moose@themetalmoose.com. Just write and say, hey, here's where I live and I heard your show. You could also send pictures. Those are fun. I'd love to make a listener calendar. That'd be fun. But anyway, it's Soundcheck from the Moose Pit, and I appreciate you guys very much. And we get a sound checked with Wretched coming up December 5th. So think about that too, the album review. So guys, have an awesome week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Till then, take care.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose owns no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. The Metal Moose accepts donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.